Feelings are messengers. The feelings that we have, the thoughts that they either are connected with to begin with or that we create after feeling them, however you want to look at that, it's all in one way or another a message that we're sending ourselves and that we're ready to receive. And the key to the most optimal alignment of the receiving of those messages, the key is the interpretation point, the perception point we're in as we read them, as we receive them, as we interpret them. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How to, in a sense, make sure you're in the most optimal alignment possible to interpret the messages that you're sending yourself, to interpret the feelings you're feeling. So welcome to the AwakenPod. I'm glad you're here. So let's go deeper into this and let's look at feelings and allow ourselves to see them, look at them from an understanding and a knowing that they're a message, they're a messenger, and they're coming in for a purpose and a reason. So what are some of the feelings we may experience? It's very common for a lot of people to experience anxiety, worry, stress. And so you may have already thought of this one, or it may come to you very easily. But a message inside of that is yes, we're not being present. We're not being present when we're anxious. We're not being present when we're stressed. We're in our head. We're in some type of space of alignment in which we are pushing ourselves back into yesterday, not letting go of something that we've already done, said, or been, and we're anxious about that, or we're pushing ourselves into tomorrow or the next day, into how that's going to happen and go and end up being, and we've got preconceived ideas about it, and then maybe it's going to look the way it did before, and I didn't like that, now I'm not going to like this, and now I'm anxious about it, and I'm stressed out, and maybe there's a lot on your plate, and maybe there's stuff on that plate that's been there a long time that doesn't need to be on the plate anymore. The messages can be as complex or as simple and profound, yes, as you need them to be, as I need them to be. And they are. And it's our opportunity to read them in the most clarity possible. And this is where point of view and perceptual alignment comes in. So if we read a message, if we interpret a feeling that we're having, and we come from a space of worn out, separated self, exhausted emotionally, which is totally normal and doable, and I've been there, done that, and still do it. If we come from one of those spaces as we are reading the message, interpreting the emotion or the feeling, automatically we're placing the meaning and the connection and the message in a slower field, because we're coming from a slower field. You're not going to come from a slower field and experience a higher dimensional understanding and a higher dimensional reality. You're going to experience what is in connection and resonant with you. So if I come in emotionally exhausted and I'm having some feelings, some thoughts, and I read them from emotionally exhausted, they're going to be steeped in and aligned with that vibration of being emotionally exhausted. So what do you do with it? What do you tell the feelings? Don't come right now. Come back later when I'm in a better mood, when I'm emotionally rested. Well, I'm just going to tell you what I do, and then you can do with it what you will, as you should. I'm not always perfect at this. It isn't that every single time I always do this instantly, but it's that I know to do this. It is that I have done this and I know it works, and I'm doing it more. I'm able to do it more. I'm able to go to it quicker. So if I'm emotionally exhausted and I have some type of experience, thought, feeling come in, I know there's a message in there. I also know that I'm in a very worn out state, and I would much rather read the message from a clearer mind, from a clearer alignment of energy. Automatically, just being aware of that and making note of that to myself is automatically changing the perception. It's changing the vantage point I'm holding. Because my awareness level of this is automatically shifting me to some degree in a positive direction. Then I allow pause. I did a complete video on the power of pause. It's probably on here, the podcast. I think it was recently. I allow pause, and I acknowledge the message. I acknowledge the feeling. I acknowledge the emotion, but I allow pause to say, I am going to give you some space. This feeling of whatever it is. I'm going to give you some space. I'm not going to wrap myself around you. I am not going to get all up inside of you. I am not going to identify as you and claim you. I'm going to give you some space and me some space from you. And I'm going to allow. You could also say, this too shall pass. And it's not that you're getting rid of the message or you're getting rid of the emotion or you're discounting it or ignoring it or running from it. It's that you're giving space to the process. You don't have to read the message right away. And the first part of the message, because remember, they're very layered and they'll meet you right where you're at. And the first and most important part of that message might have been me telling me to breathe. Might be me telling me to pause, to allow this too shall pass, and return to the message when I have a little bit more peace going on. It doesn't have to be perfect, but some more would be beneficial. That helps me. So bottom line, quick, off the cuff, if you feel out of alignment and you're having a lot of emotions, don't get all up in them. Do not grip them. Do not grab them. Do not identify as them, claim them, and become them. Simplistically allow space for you from them, in the sense of, man, I feel like blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to pause. I'm going to put this on hold, and I'm going to believe with everything in me, trust with everything in me, allow with everything in me, this is going to pass. I'm not going to feel like this forever. I just feel like it right now. It's not because I am a anxious person, or it's not because I'm an unstable person, or it's not because I'm a depressed person, or it's not because I'm having an experience that's fleeting, that's temporary. I'm eternal. Don't read the message until you're in a point of view reference in which you can read with more clarity. When it first comes in, the message with clarity is in there, but you can't see it, you can't read it, you can't feel it, you can't sense it, you can't engage it until you hold some of that clarity as well. There's so many things you can do. You can do some breath work, some nice I am breaths. We've done that here on this channel as well. Nice slow breath in, nice slow breath out. On the exhale, you allow yourself to whisper. Really beautiful reset. I am breath. You can get outside if possible. You can meditate about being outside. Anybody can do that. Lots of free content on YouTube here. Lots of stuff on my channels here and on AL Garris as well. There's a link below this video for that channel. But don't read the messages until you're in an alignment with more clarity, so that when you read the message, you're coming from a field state alignment point of view in which the clarity will assist the message being at that frequency to share with you whatever it is you're bringing you. Here's an example. You could feel overwhelmed for whatever reason, and then you have a connection with somebody and the experience sparks some emotion, and you take it to a very dramatic space because you're not clear, because you're oversensitive, over emotional, over exhausted, whatever it is. Don't read the message right now. Don't get inside of it and amplify it in a negative intensity, when a little bit of space, an I am breath, some grounded balance point, availability on your part, a this too shall pass moment, thought, engagement, will do wonders, wonders for the clarity of the message to dial in. And you can go from over dramatic, intensely emotional, to a much more balanced, calm, centered space of yourself. And the message will meet you there, and the clarity will be available at an incredible level. So the messengers are the feelings that there's a message coming in. What are we doing? What's going on? But the point of view and the state of being that you read and register from matters, because it will affect the message. If you're low when you read the message, it's going to be a lower connective relayance. It's going to be a lower field state that you're going to pick up on. What does that mean? It means you could make a decision that could be out of alignment with your higher flow, because you're making the decision from this slower, denser energy. Let it shift and then decide. Let it shift and then read the message. It will move. It will move. This too shall pass. And be mindful. Yes. Be mindful, be responsible that you know you. You know you. And if you know certain things set you off, they make you angry, or they make you sad, or they make you feel alone, or they make you feel whatever, be mindful of the engagements you take, of what you are doing with your own energy field as you're navigating whatever you're going through. Be mindful of how you move you. One time I got kind of like into some music and certain songs as I was experiencing a certain space. And in one way, I liked it because it brought me closer to a point within that experience that I wanted to have. But in another way, it kept taking me into a sadness that was also there. So I made a decision just until that passed, that sensation and that feeling of that emotion, that message, until it began to subside, lessen, pass. I wasn't going to continue to listen to that music anymore because it was, in a sense, pushing me further into that state. Know thyself. So that was kind of vague. Let me give you this. Sometimes I'll miss my dad. He's no longer in physical, but it's been a very long time. I was 23, I think, when he passed away. And so sometimes I'll think of him and I'll miss him, and then I'll listen to a song that makes me think of him. And in a way, it's good because it allows me to feel that connectivity at a very deep level. But in another way, if I overdo it and I stay there too long, it turns to a sadness. Does this make sense? And so it's that availability on our part to be mindful, be masterful, be present, be aware. And if we need to adjust certain things in the way we're navigating a space, when the messages are coming in, when the feelings are rising, if we need to adjust certain things, that we do that, right? So I would say, okay, I feel sad now. So let me stop listening to this because this isn't helpful right now. And let me redirect my focus. And I started imagining really cool spaces that we shared together, including my wedding. He was there and dancing with him, and how proud he was to put together the reception. And he did like all this really lavish landscaping because he was a landscape architect. And so he brought in all these big palms and shrubs and flowers, and he filled this reception hall to where it just looked like we were in a garden. Even though we were inside a building, it looked like we were in the garden. And he always loved that he did that. And so like I'll remember that, and it's a beautiful connection, And I'll redirect myself. I'll reset my energy. I'll take an I am breath. And then if my feelings are still bringing me the message, I'm clearer. I'm in a better field state. I'm in a better alignment of myself, so that as I register and read the message, I'm going to get it at a higher connection. And it's not going to align me to a lower field. It's going to support me in a higher one. Does this make sense to you? Does this resonate? But feelings, they're messengers. And you're feeling whatever you're feeling because of the way you're processing your experience. And if you're feeling something that's uncomfortable or difficult in any way, look at the experience itself and do your best to kind of pause, step back from it a little bit, observe a little bit more. I know it's not always easy, but we're getting better and better at that, aren't we? Observe it a little bit more with less attachment and more neutrality. Remember the I am breath, observe, shift perspective if at all possible. Well, why do I feel like this? Well, why is this making me feel so overwhelmed? Why is this making me feel so angry or so sad? Is there another space I could be looking at this from? Can I shift my perspective at all? Could there be a blessing in here somewhere? Could there be a space of wisdom in here somewhere? And here's a power play. Ready? Tell yourself in that moment of whatever you're feeling and whatever the experience is at that space, tell yourself, I designed it. I designed it. And breathe into that. Own that, because the moment you do, you take your power back. And feeling like it's happening to you goes right out the window. And you rise into a new level of your own self-awareness and your own self-mastery, and everything starts moving. I designed it. I designed it. I am so mad at them right now, but I designed it. Why did I design it? Let me listen. Let me look. Let me observe. Let me feel. Let me read the message from this higher knowing that I designed it. It's happening to me as a very low field state point of view. Why are they doing this to me? Why did they do this to me? Why did this happen to me? Why does this always happen to me? If that's coming out of the mouth and out of the heart and out of the mind, the point of view is going to read the message at a very low vibration. But I designed it. Own it. Stand in it. I designed it. It's going to shift the whole thing. And the message is going to be one that empowers you instead of weakens you. I designed it. Your life is like a lotus flower, and every experience is like a petal on the flower, and you're blooming new petals every day, every breath. And some of the petals, they wilt and they die off because they're spaces of you no longer are or need to be. But you make glorious, brilliant, vibrant new petals. Multiples for every one that is no longer. And you keep blooming into a new level of yourself, creating a new and glorious you. As the petals bloom and as the flower becomes, just remember your mastery. Just remember you're designing it all. Just remember you have the opportunity and the responsibility at this point to read the messages in the most beneficial light possible. If you can hardly see, if it's a little dark in that room, put the message in your pocket, get yourself into the light, and then get the message back out and read it. You'll see it much clearer. And you know how to get the light on. You know how to turn the light on and move into a space of clarity. Reset yourself. Rebalance yourself. Realign yourself. You're designed masterfully to do it. And the moments in where it feels like you're not are the confirmation points that you are. You design them to confirm to yourself how much you've grown and what you know now and how you can do this and be this space of you. So I lay it at your feet. This is what living awakened looks like. Coming from a space of ourselves in which we remember who we are. Sometimes the remembrance is easier to find and hold and be, and sometimes it takes a little bit more work on our part. But the times that take more work, the times that ask more of us, are the power plays. They are propelling us forward in such an incredible and sacred way. Interestingly enough, I almost look forward to them now. The heavier or the bigger spaces, not that I ever want anything bad to happen, I don't mean it that way, but I mean the spaces in which my emotions push me further. Because I get to remember love at a deeper level. I get to remember joy at a deeper level. I get to remember peace at a deeper level because I needed to. The deeper levels don't show up unless they need to. Unless we make a space of alignment in which we engage them. Thank you. Thank you for anchoring this space of us. Thank you for living awakened. I'll see you in the next space of us, holy ones. I love you. I love you. I love you.